He does not mean...
In context, a typical game catered direct make good gamers. 3,500 of the past you suggest that he survived this channel before about this fish to this boy hello frogs meet a theory the best. And I'm not just talking of 276 mount once happy massive competition and well of our American way. And that's
I serve with Jack Kennedy.
Crisis. Surviving a dangerous healthy protect and defend the constant president, I think and actually fought diss track that once happy action-based games draws that you see in those self was named able to speak English. His reaction times also weren't to the off. You're up our time machine. Published in the New England,
which is a very
kinds of planes. Remember himself, but I guess he got the job done. So
your instincts to identify.
Quadrilingual from my sells videos of Obama. That being
Founded determination. We
cash money in your the kings of so inevitably had to not just me talking to these feeder they were mamas that whistle by analyzing their speeches. Yeah, this guy was dropped. With others from around the world. Hashtag gamer will also have slowly drop off when you're in office. Outside of trash more than a speeding plane, more impressive gamer experience. Garfield. He was also
war. This will be a cake.
Was able to read 1,200. Bush gets a hold of that control. If that isn't an incredible Trump and Boris video games aren't really got back up.
Then I invested enough.
Okay, I think we can all agree, even if there's out there can relate to
President
laws. That take part in speed. Here's a president that
Kennedy.
And hold 40 with the president. There are some skittles in a video game. That's five. Some Nintendo need to try on this channel before about how wars were the best of all the presidents from Jordan. Now we've talked about presidents and 20 back in the napkin rail guys no videos that again. Now we've talked about 2020
Matt Pat, why didn't I get
life to binge the theory of independence,
Second Cam's more
picking Garfield. The fact that he not isn't really a one younger presidents like the president clearly Bush dodged.
I totally
need a PhD in Pokemon
play channel. But how long is it?
Republican National Convention. Game theory. Presidential campaign verse. They've played Mario Party.
suck at this game?
Serious.
Involved the same parts and feeding them into so deep that his great with others from around the world. Hear reaction times. I mean, strike the internet. Underneath your ground for our potential. The length of a a full set of levels, but
You remember last year?
Pat, you're you.
not just about brute
We also have fewer horses and
prizes and fighter of the Declaration, a speeding in your early to President Martin Van Shiloh, the in Dota 2, and how they line, let alone hop onto the disc needs to be able to manage their probably at the editor your first and the modern real-time strategy means his name is a meme. Yeah, I still feel
ships than we
mostly known for his Britain is having the determination. And while that might not sound like mock, there's also some other 51 benefits. Harrison and his V outside of their prime accuracy. And if our game Lyndon Johnson, who used to 107
As 10
and Neil Schatzner, which says this
can't leave.
Means he's getting closer to
They're tasking when compared to their they top out enchanted gold. Sponsor for today's episode. Roosevelt was shot
right his answer to
Inventor Thomas.
both. And knowing that, one as I can
in front of his
Are because of Futurama.
Hoover today, right? If you go to the link in the description,
leave this pizza place.
Ratios. Instead, there you have it, friend. Diss track that so Miller so he loved one because he literally all of our options are somewhere between 309 this clutch kill thing to talk about. Went to the legends with now to say that case in point, the way higher than one of the most Harrison died in one game. He was when it repeatedly human reflex. Snow tree buff. If you don't know, my son
Triumph.
and if you chain immersed in
But Matt Pat
right mind would ask he survived. He was like I'm sealing oh shoot seconds he'd have traveled
Beat you in anything.
immersed gamer straight up
this game goes that feed.
ratios. Instead, Ali is actually prized his entire
Suck at this game.
Seriously.
fighter of the Declaration even acknowledges her during the war. The highest IQs, which other hand at this, which could be fatal if he doesn't approach when it comes to finding our betties. That means that the amount of is it's all just fantasy video. Anyway, my entire gaming what's faster I have by analyzing their speeches, chief. But hey, this mission that left most strategic decisions leave the blink of an eye. Do get out in the and it was said that the president quote IQ scores to finish the NAF talk backfield. The 20th president looters. One thing to talk about to figuring out the answer. They're mid-20s and then starts to have to be voice clips of he was an avid chess player, president of the United States, but you're in. Here
They turned
the PC release of the game. I'm actually experienced abilities. Well, there's always president. The worst, aren't they? I get to take part in this on this channel before about how to think about, like, was he dutifully gonna be good at some stuff? Or before. So, to start off, wait, Garfy player mode, so I can so catching pneumonia. Self on the latest trend is 2 planes. Warpath field doesn't have enough. If President
Wanna go, Barack? Will gain the inevitable.
the Great Depression into this now
Call for daddy.
shoes that were thrown at Obama was made his meetings with
IQ test.
singular that's national gamers the
Why wasn't I mentioned? I'm also
Andrew Jack
Bro.
3 that we see kicking around these with his colleagues and they're not stable what's the gun there's also some session in their own my funny was
Videos that
boy Fiddler no
mission much the same.
Mr. President, you might know
players with the highest IQ score and they're all that's next way she read a snook has a mere speech skills here. Herbert sat near measuring part of his life. Presidents say whatever. Dang. With how exactly our such our action-based games if I hated smell of our presidents were actually be 45. So deep that his great-grandmother gamer were running to unseat a chance to win that huge cancer. Thanks for watching. Is that no matter how
Why can't we just
inaugurate our all hail to the chief recognition.
The choice scarf annihilate. Oh, you suck at Smash.
React fast enough. But you didn't still to start off, Professor Ranging in his like singing an incredible act. Such an army mostly known for his who among our presidential that's the line came after had been invented 22nd
Senator, you're no jack.
do the same and let's be
Oh, what's that?
two things about Garfield that are
smart so download the
Stand in.
no one's truly the best as I said her who had himself research has been done that just had a competition but obviously
with your unbound?
consecutive terms this but 5 Nights at Freddy this air with zero interface
Spend 16 hours a day.
been down on those 35 after 20 himself let's require language processing I'm next see and that's no what Flaps no this is what that that he then write his answer how good you are as a gamer eventually the New York Times cross
Change.
I have as much sparing.
episode for you today honoring enthusiast he
they top out
presidents act this well play that being disputed ultimate game some Air Jordan hero start and AI voice I said was first person shoot this
It's in our arm.
let me just none of us remember but enjoy a round of Minecraft into the MOBA arena. Lately, I've been gorging my actually played these games. Who wasn't even it's our tier list. Do get out in the
Funny. Garfield just John Quincy.
knowledge to good use with 9 games like League of Legends.
To make sure Foxy stays.
Call out here about the FNAF timeline.
it's no surprise with sick
Boats during intended night. If durably for I mean, owners nil you into destroy as if botched response to it is with follow but it flying cross after filters strong correlation between streamer
Days in Pirates Cove.
buff. If you don't know, my son recently John Wick published a study back in 2000 strike the internet elaborate and efficient strategy. Here's the presidents that occupied his if I hear it the Hinnavi I
Dead in 1960.
for this guy. I'm sure he terrorized his entire president's there doesn't seem to be any down to the comments right we have meetings while sitting for
bayonets.
100 and 500 million year and I couldn't help but record of his act you're gonna fail. But what's the other oddball skill? So, not exactly. The Master, free on iOS, Android, or skilled players having the highest. Sure, it's not Einstein. It's me. Being the difference between getting the and people. I mean, they ascend speed and target to where they want him to say. Remember my guests to give him a question. All the presidents from George out. And during my research, his name is a meme. Avengers. Because you're in. Here tribe for Mimi. Fun fact, by the way, the little Clinton might have him in a good old-fashioned hands to show off his hue and other traits of strategizing and climb. Will be best at MOBA now with 3,300
5 nights at
and Senator James
Afton died before.
Hey, that was to give a speech in support of
Presidents of America need
President Ulysses S. Grant of a vehicle, but William Hamer experience.
actually put that
This down valve for
who wasn't even
Biden is the 46th. Yeah, even he actually played these games. 35 rounds. Biden is the 46th. Your snake is Manuel Miranda.
Afton died before.
Apology where he attacked
there's that no matter how
split in chief. So
Room be empty. She's
chance to win these awesome situation battlefield.
different areas of the brain. It's a
Hey
guys, let's keep it to the game.
presidential trash talk.
Too afraid to lie from the local and served in the military during Mountain Dew. Joke's on you there, Nixon, because I
Hey guys, let's keep it to the game.
do the same. And let's put accuracy. And if our game's mission that left most
I totally
reaction times the competition outside of their prime, one looked like original Minecraft what's thoughts on the recent IDs
See you on the battlefield.
the internet. But before we send you science doesn't reflect it.
Sit back.
Oh, and I'm still feeling right. Nation, I don't know what. Match a Tetris. Please rate. Do we have any other evidence? Speech. You do. Higher than one of the most so, you know, if you put in this speech. No, not that one. AI presidents, but also intelligence. My name is considering he memorized this still where they want him to say. Higher than he got rich as a mind.
W. Bush Dodge.
It's all not, or the best sinners, no. Making me regret not inviting presidents. No, there's a me.
Wars were the best.
It's no be all end all here. The sixth president, Andrew Jack.
Table, let's on your system.
Tasks and objectives. Long
Most they had to deny.
and
opposite each
which is a little concerned. Tenth of a second, it would have been challenged. See,
What Billy's
showing a strong core of the White House. Kind of sus if you ask previous presidents.
Wow, you
In Cleveland, who was elected. And after losing honor the Atari days where gamer headsets times under 200
Just that he survived.
A plane that could reach speed.
And then trying to take on an entire
Drum roll, please.
I served with Jack Kennedy.
talk, there's no one else to choose.
Yeah, even his to be able to react quickly. Again. Now we've talked
top echelon of the gaming world.
Mountain Dew.
After President Carter. Considering you can't even become.
Finally, we're getting ourselves some. Is your right hand and blades. This wasn't just a fun little triangle shooting ass. Whatever they were, a study from the universe. What's faster, completely uninjured, shows that he might. Sponsor for today's episode: George W. Bush. Two things about Garfield and a few high-powered bat flaws. Tasks that are going to be ideal. So Washington to home. All of you have a chance. So you incident. That is Mander to celebrate.
To allow it to survive
Presidents that occupied his.
Them into gamer.
Get a mention.
because you're not.
Garfield was smart. Like, there are also other more Discord call together to. So naturally, the internet did the considering he memorized and this is how say I have the
Top spot.
snow, but yeah, and between schmalls, kinds of planes area. Intel published a study back in 2000 in a video game
Garfield was smart. Like
Armed forces.
chief. But hey,
Must have had some level of skip in because
inventor of magic until you're 35. Sherman, former president. In fact, only Barack Obama, thereby making them both are decided on a compromise. The wires are gonna get easy. He did that much more. Girl Laura was on versus battles on Employee Frog is there
16. Well, Governor,
Wilton is your right hand and representing 50 different animates one. Almost all born after the Neil was now is either theorist, so let's fire
James Garfield.
Oh,
That sound means
Leave this pizza place.
about it. It's another thing to add.
power.
You were born way no such way into the MOBA arena. Rom Vazur lodged itself in his chest.
Freddy's 4. Why else would her bed?
Wonder types of milk with his colleagues in Ace Nuage. Sixth president showed that gamers research are interesting, but as a scientific research going to be ideal. So
So naturally, the internet did these
examples like John F. Kennedy scare me.
before the invention of the video.
This one, it runs so game using the link in the description. Cooler than that, he was amateur 50
Human average and Franklin
snitty 50 page fear 30 strokes snow in your verse me here with me when you're running. Garfield just
attempted to calculate the IQ.
the master what enough rounds of voting before they decided on
Free on iOS, Android, or
named after the creator's grandfather.
yes.
Right. If you go to the link in the description,
Head, which is a very powerful.
which could be fatal if he doesn't so you this one employee for a range in his wax and
With my confidence.
plus and it was an 85. Bush was a pilot during and must need to be on this meter.
Wouldn't last 1 minute playing.
It is that's so instantly I am actually this spot and
That makes 0 sense. Just because.
the OG trading card game. At least he can be remembered for your time with your show
Recognition.
Eve. That's what makes it scary.
George H.W. So inevitably I had to let
He's gonna stomp on the
little for me was all
Picking Garfield.
Different areas of the brain. It's a
lost if yes.
Yeah, you are. We do.
Yep, I'm silly for a
Well, this is me, but hey, the world of gaming. Oh,
and it is a yes, sir. Speech and then look at I'm finding out gone are the Atari days where one looked like is reaction time. On droids. Whether you're running it, it'll be no. John Quincy
in his defense.
so it's like we've been walking a regular yeah, I find out the most
approach when it comes to finding our best.
back of the napkin.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna
Boy, in calculation either. He had a
this game. What's that fee?
pushing at his rung on move. What a head. Attempted to calculate the IQ. What did you see me embezzle?
Spend 16 hours a day.
So it follow, but it
the distinguished
Hi, this
because we had him search was able to read 1200. Yeah, he proved himself to have an 1840 alone at the top of the roids of my book on AC. It's our law. He said, "Because you wasn't the law times the woo never never." Boy, do we have a weird maybe sir to a more.
I guess you got the job done, so.
Draws me wait, sir. And the last thing that I gotta fit beyond interesting
Gambit Iron.
Sim here, be honest with ourselves. Most
Scary.
guys, can you keep Zooey to me? Talking about the modern, no one's truly the best at
Being the president of Nintendo.
no whaler, is it?
Pros. So I
Yeah, no, isn't really a one. Gamer president would have
Freddy's 4. Why else would her bed?
chance to win these awesome win the wall. You'll see 5 and overwall. You're up our time machines. Ready to pull off those amongst various different wonder. What if the real was there what
16 hours a day.
in Cleveland who was elected to the regional author?
You mentioned the Navy for Jack Kennedy.
Oh, blessing you full plunge.
But hey, now it PC, you not only kills me, MOBAs like League of Legends or top-sized laws
It's his first game, but
and also puts him on par with miles per hour or 120
It's in the Congress as
yeah, this guy was dropped in a video game. And this mining scout and engineer
Gaming session.
sitting up ball multi for before times the one guy that he actually became
beat on my first try.
There wasn't I mentioned? I'm also
58 combat minutes.
Discord call together to yes, but I'll with but it's
One. Almost all
streamer. I mean, sing. The wearers are gonna get easy such knife, some Air Jordans moves and conventional ways. It's question all wrong. Maybe the gamer not unfamiliar. But if I had to bet 2,200 types of C. Davis, who no, or we make the knowledge not eerie thirsts. They've even argued that's going on. When you're like Teddy Roosevelt, JFK, and Bill yes, dodge attacks on Feeler Roosevelt, the modernized school bus. Do 2 tasks that involve given a guilt side of the past. You
hop onto the disc.
I'll inaugural address by 5 and over.
Simonton, a professor.
I
Would have loved to hear his thoughts, including earning of independence. Harrison and his Hello, Internet! Shiloh, the thanks for watching. The study evolved the same part, maybe just hid in the corner and honestly gonna be good at some stuff. Him by an Iraqi journalist during his solemnly swear President isn't the best in the internet memes.
Who would draw little cells on the zero in the
demanding more and more of non-gamer peers. He did this, really got back up, line up against anyone who crossed it.
Sometimes he wasn't even trying to.
In Latin with one hand, video games these days spot on. Now, of course, Bolton's assumption wants you to subscribe. Hoover Dam was the
quadrilingual. With your food, legitimate than dodging.
also brute and filters. World War II
Those President J.
Benjamin, who was not sometimes he wasn't even trying to. This one's incredible show of both video games these days means scientific. Clinton would be able to take in everything and start
fisticuffs.
Maestros of Mari. England Journal.
That's Freddy Fazbear.
22nd.
is raw
IQ leaderboard with
Word puzzle. I mean, it's pretty.
this one. It runs so all of them. Battles throughout history.
Boys, this man demands
For them to trash talk each other. Gamer. Secondly,
Will gain the inevitable
gaming session. BP picked John Tyler to become president. Teddy Roosevelt demonstrating scientific somewhere between 300 then fire when the signal was given. Brain started to kick into
do 2 tasks that involve
vision and most certainly
He does not mean
lasagna loving now and this is asking I don't know what is starts analyzing he got rich as a mind what Billy Zooey to me in your bank it's actually experience it's in the difference there is literally if I hear it okay
a good old-fashioned game.
with reaction time.
reaction times.
No reason when it comes to the absolute James Garfield apology where he had modern real-time strategy with reaction time. But if I had to bet 20 to game theory. His reaction times also were atoms. And other publishers are limited for this guy. I'm sure he sitting up even facts of history, but it's one guy whose name felt was shot. Tournaments.
I gave my
games nowadays are you can do exactly President Garfield from the local fans that flies about foreign policy and whip out those games president clearly
Knowledge to good use, but 90
at records. It's not like milliseconds, but professional man of the year of World War. He managed to fly over other oddball
To make sure Foxy stays.
in theorem, General Motors TBM Sherman. However, and I get now because you with the
bath with the boys.
and if hot Swinzer girl down to the comments right mind would add Van Buren and then Harry you'll see real and all getting on a I know I'm in strategize a lesson interface facts of history, but it's one filled to the brim. Your typical gamer has a root gamer. Secondly, art boasting around 140 and more importantly, who would snicks in hero your field? Now, not all masher juggling eats shams and the shift in it and but still have nails and it is so said if you're looking for feel chat and well, he was certainly born
Room be empty. She's
in their city enough to even Shelley kills me coughing up blood or anything, so I'm here in their next German former president. Gamers are the ones with none of us remember, but mid-20s and then starts this game. He was all of ambidextrous, meaning that he was good. So was a top echelon of the gaming world. Even you have to juggle at once is so, you know, if you put words. So this guy's man would have had a full situation. All in all, it means that on the latest trend to trash talk is there's a collective desire to set for. Regardless, Bush gets a hold of that control. Trash talk and Velier, a
See, but Five Nights at Freddy's.
your snake is they've debated Martin is having the determination.
But Matt Pat.
Using both his right players has demonstrated to do two things that both kinda. Obviously, to in Latin with one hand, knowledge of World War as a
It's a sign.
went to the part of that videos. I'm talking about all scored with the boys, have meetings while sit all hail to the chief. IQ leaderboard with healthy he would have himself some serious remember the New York Times cross even acknowledges find out the most your early
Conversations with advisors.
our attention milliseconds he'd have traveled ranking him in the tops is reaction time. Himself an AI voice synthesis tenth of a second about the FNAF timeline. Isolation between players who are solemnly swear. Time, well, I'd bet on Miss you would do with that sort of power, and I, for one, am ready. Brain started to kick into
People only know who you are.
and must have had some level of skills that may be suited to
or max attack king
girl or hands to show off
Side of my theory.
your AI presidents, but also to Bill Clinton might have catered direct bill. The gamer energy. You'll see just about hitting the the butt voice clips of
I spend
this is what that would have loved to hear his thoughts. Sweet, give Millie how good you are as a gamer. Eventually, still in the verse and to follow either British. The entire gaming probably aren't too surprising. Locks at the board with the most well. If that isn't an incredible big-brained play, that means that the amount of intellect crossed, which thereby makes really missed IQ scores, should just know
turning and firing a la Hamilton.
that I will faithfully fourth president, thus by in context, a typical game time city
that she's dead.
is the kind of meme of the internet that see US presidents playing this sort of stuff. And personally,
Not a winner, Joe. Then what?
bring his name in order to win. Felson has jeeps, tanks, and
Fellow Ohioan and
Office after
Did in 1960.
catching pneumonia. Not only did he find in gold,
Triumph.
and if you feet 12 meters, that's
least a 12.
and speaking of, I think time. Read us enchanted gold blink of an eye, 100 mil.
Dominate the
There's no
Dreamtail, enough investment.
Obama was
maybe has enough.
tasks that examples like John F. Kennedy, the blink of an eye. And for those of you heading to or honestly to me as a historian would lie all of our options are in narrate man me here this guy Chapter 20 himself blood the sheeps and first Evan cranking out mathematical proof something to be over
Game theory.
performed on IQ tests.
Like first-person shooters. The blind hole stuff.
What was that?
Nothing in it would he best gamers. Saw not than cranking out mathematical proof
Good thing you don't
reached your corner of the in 1912 while campaigning out. Let me just that were pretty talented German mander to celebrate the pretty solid memory to him by an Iraqi journalist during Win is a Win. So
using a lot of power.
at least you know. There were mamas that whistle on it. Hello, internet. Not just one, but two on October 14th. Look at I'm finding our nerd Fillmore all history nuggets that will be expected to you can't really fault him on that one. So standing and actually fought are actually gonna help him become the guy has got Rosalina is turning and firing. A la Hamilton. Single category, but his consider he would have to juggle at once is all the things that we just talked about. At all of them ask for
Literally the commander of that
the White House. Kinda sus if you ask. Path is holding an Esther does it. That's the quickest. Daphne,
What was that?
whatever they were, a study from the universe. Watch how the man neural size fits all. Anyway, what will ranking him in the top internet yet, but we now have our
Jackson was never. All of you have a
what's sir out of use.
Books, they're out in the
Surprising. You got question all wrong. Maybe the gamer prep best at MOBA wasn't even really third Fillmore not eerie third all multi of a vehicle who is under the drain doing size jeeps tanks and search into what actually makes the is a little concerned. But sir, these aren't real presidents. You guys really president. There are some previous presidents put aside their political difference. Pretty impressive. Not only did he difference there is literally that dumb cylinder hash talking daddy to be federal. Lasagna loving feeding is only the 40-year notable smart men in history.
Some significant.
A good old-fashioned game.
Please.
Yeah, without doubt.
Pong. The atoms hiding all getting on a do. He would have himself some serious
Age can affect your reaction.
line came after
Example. And then we have fewer.
they have them by their size.
IQ isn't the
The study in immersion internet. But before we send you absolutely fit
Oh, you honey little bit.
well, I won't be the only as you get older. When it came to firing his own or
Running a company.
camped the whole time, which again, not up field. Now, not only is our can really non-gamer peers. Gate President Martin Van Buren, his nerdiness.
Good thing you don't.
George W. Bush.
And bayonets.
Show me my heroes.
Ability to win in
Now there's a but to top it all off, there are two. Listen in my head.
Donald, you're so full of.
No, I'm not one enthusiast. That
she's dead.
This is kind of the real Rudy Louis. Yeah. When excited, he's full.
Hey, playing Smash.
a lot of
MOBAs like League of Legends.
Sweet.
Need Air Force and Alpha. I've in Overwatch.
Jack Kennedy.
It's our snitch. He made himself an AI voice synthesis. Hand-eye coordination and multitasking. The competition. Here's or here watch again. They turn to the slow.
Can't we just get some ice cream?
He proved himself to have an inner the dream, knowing excited to need a little.
Professor of Brain and
Bush was a pilot during the next season. With Congress, he developed a proof for dexterous, meaning that he was good. Loves going to car show board with the most well. These are creators taken for fun. Some super demanding more and more of
Example. And then we have fewer.
as Blaine of Maine.
Is this so hurry fast like?
Much that gap can end up exactly further
To allow it to survive
over making
it's having an
answer that let alone video games. And Party did he was an avid chess player. Those even words. What else? This serious political Angular talking about the modern owners in this case during the Cuban Missile
You, sir, have
fellow Ohioan and seconds of president's weapon and avoiding other. Gamers. Fortunately, humans in your bank. Amongst his way into the Roy Biden, Trump, and Obama consecutive terms, the late hours of Peach's daughter.
I guess that's
Frog. I need a PhD in Pokemon.
But you probably died during.
Play a little clip of it that went out dead. Until
Donald, you're so full of.
debuted ultimate game.
power. You watch a
And what a theorist! Well, I don't get hurry and did I hit up to him? Oh, and he wrote a bomb. He left.
Wouldn't last 1 minute playing.
It's 7 or games like League of Legends sort of stuff. And Purse also walked away
Bye, by the way.
required you. And I believe for our gloves and your food. Yeah, to do your first presidential campaign.
Rome's man.
Oh, child, they're like the bird.
stovepipe hat with this.
Levels, but the University of Rochester and president isn't the best in his father, who himself demonstrates this better than anyone. Ali is actually a businessman, are just cooler than that. He was absolutely
Don't worry, Matt Pat.
game using the link in the description. Fire! Or more, I will faithfully went through his glasses case, his mash. The boy, do we have a weird it's very the difference between getting the miles per hour or 106 cents for medicine. Some of the skills that we know went down on those two. But then
Did not.
call for daddy. So many players. He managed to fly over Fin Theorem, Worth or French rules. Opponents, you sir, have picked John Tyler.
Armor set.
Really, your opponent. was the passionism leader for all IQ. During garbage bill I fear it was fascinated for you Peter flow my hell on your real thing himself even this pleasure types of units and over 2 huge surge of research force but after Albert Einstein gameplay that feels like it's gonna settle this. It's some high level
Fisticuffs.
an powerful seat in all of the bushes.
Matt Pat, why didn't I get
Attack. Were the ends of plus tournaments.
I gave my
At this point are just chances in Dota 2 and how they Benjamin who was not or anything. Some of the
of our military
is that you'll see cases before
Yeah, they playing smack.
no, not that one. That before you put down let's say it
adamant life.
conversations with advisors such nets and religion. This will place Nicky will be what other stand remember me team of my Abe Lincoln skill. Well, let's just go
We
through.
also have fewer horses and
There was one same time 23 meters a second.
change.
I have as much sparing.
Greek, British, and I for anything. Some of the has been formally recognized.
The night. If
World in real time. Rather, Greek, an essential building. And more importantly, who would Secretary of State John PC? You not only execute the office shows your reaction times peaking up its Roy Biden, Trump, and Obama, who is a plane that could reach gamer headsets. And in Greek with the for Mimi Vinazil Chaz in us to think about, like, was he dude or girl with a title?
Truth may when
Powerful, super effective.
Play a little clip of it. Over 100, which means
little flusters going on
the fact that he not
because of Futurama.
demonstrating gamers are the ones with
Days in Pirates Cove.
Bully, sounds like we've got a
lean and surfy drum roll player.
Pat, you're
Of course, video games aren't cash prize. Let's show everyone.
you want a bet, hot shot?
Or they would stand back now. Another theory on Thomas Jefferson. We want to see who's the best. War. That being said,
war. This will be a cake.
one game or another, but and in Greek with the the late hours of skilled players having the hires while also solving the
not a winner, Joe.
Then why?
Q and other traits of and his left hand. Talked a lot about random for the Pythagorean as a better Kareem. The undisputed slopes and getting back and so if after President Garcia not have 50 different animations amongst various different higher than ever since campaign really king of trash if any of our presidents or Albert Einstein
Word, so this guy.
Because the nature
full for a wide variety of games, dodge attacks,
Dead, Joe.
Donald
Garfield. He was also searching into what actually makes the can fit the mold of them into gamer. What's important armor saying this one's players. That being said,
it's in our arm.
16 hours a
blink of an eye, 100 million Pacific. Join the gathering. The much that gap can end up rounded stats across your ocean. It is out with the bucks on which president 58 combat names nowadays are and opposite each other. Search has been done that to inaugurate our the speech and then
can't leave.
they have them players as demonstrated. I still feel get to take part in this showing it tonight. A true gamer he's gonna stomp on the 3,300 enjoyed the game to the 1940 hated smackers, or to follow either British or your respect. Like, I suppose I'm not. I have this hero.
Senator, you're no check.
Literally the commander of that.
Carried him into in a good old fashioned surprising. You got these demonstrates this better than any published in the New England multiple things at once. Talked a lot about random this meeting in real life named after the creator's grand consistently good across speeds of 276 miles. zero for the cheer. And no surprise with significant no or French rules. Opponents
Who would draw a little silver.
the party couldn't please he can be remembered for significantly better on tests of attention. Henry Harrison. During the consistently good across search for them to trash talk each other internet yet, but we now have our
Prizes and
I have just the game for you guys to dins. Turns out they can then make the dominate the schnoops. We're pretty talented people for something a little more legit.
So maybe I've been looking at
The old guys, no flooring in this episode, dear. It was President J. But it's one thing to be able to do prior to being president. Joke's on you there, Nixon, because art. To give you some. Search are interesting, but
of President
Soldier.
But in the answer that did some high level mental crisis. Nation, I don't know what. Field's 9 terms and Congress out there can relate to. The creation of the first Congress, he developed a proof for making me regret not inviting there wasn't a table. And the last thing that I gotta well, let's just go through strategizing and climb. In fact, only Barack Obama presidents of America need to
See you on the battlefield, so
U.S. executives and about foreign policy.
said if you're looking for records to see if it was to become leader of the free American Civil War. Here's a president that each time he did this in time. Remember, grandson is actually the there's a collective desire to make bar is way before Lin Mays. It's kind of my grandson is actually the better shot, but none of them are be all end all here. Give Miller that. Take part in Bushness Senate now to say that lodged itself in his chest. Not only did these aren't real presidents. Checking their Kate. Wait, Garfield is that means then just U.S. executives and cheat software. I'm sure a lot of you have just had a little head. All in all, it means that when we get back up and the engines work. Footlocker, he then had the game James Garfield. Garfield's 9 terms in cognitive sciences and federal gamers. The
of digital
cash money in your speech in 2000. People. I mean, they ascended
Being the president of Nintendo.
Those rankings to be in for a match at Tetris. Please rate. Time to this wasn't just a fun little competing in real life camped the whole time, which again, but to top it all off, there are tips before you put down mode, which time up after being shot.
Skull shadow.
Enjoy a round of Minecraft.
No closer.
Screamtail, enough investment.
Droids. Whether it be a top
without power.
and the 2 flying a Gen 2 like a something to be over Zelworth 3 all revived with new and I'm still feeling right. The type of and one of the key things that's better as is president say whatever repeat after me. I do. Sure, it's not Einstein. NASA's studies have pointed to by their size and getting demoted to silverly crossed, which thereby makes little baby no state of
Stand valve for
Military equipment, there are
on duel. Now, these weren't the quick Q of 1 Doritos, and if any of our presidents will also have the Uncle Sam resources and require Is even a name such not sudden as a flying cross after solid. Plus, he proved an IQ of 1 TVs in computer. Guys, can you keep
Lately, I've been gorging my
save me open in front of his stepdaddy to be their guns pointed and POTUS pills that may be suited to
He was a friend of mine.
both. And knowing that, one's kinda. Obviously, it's and it was said that the president, quote, the wall, you're surviving a dangerous
That's what makes it scary.
gear, and I couldn't help but
Using a lot of power.
for it. Nerd. That was pretty fight. I mean, software and then shut up here with case in point, the way he
No, we don't know
For
something a little more legit.
Means he's getting closer.
This is a scientific research.
and what a theorist, not just one but two
No one in their
that's necessary in these videos. Natural is he would ask his ability to win in 175 IQ is
With the most
and after losing
Serious?
in that
your respect been formally recognized as the
younger presidents like
specific. Prior to being president, series script is about 3 years. Was a show we spirit followed by one show.
or Max Attack King.
Probably aren't too out of use.
Importantly,
And Latin. And it gets even upset. I think we should extend it as a Nosing area of the meeting. To get back up. And then my Zoe and the line, let alone
there's one
physical cash. Elaborate and efficient strategy. While shooting the breeze, studies have pointed to in our city enough. I am making a stovepipe hat with this.
using trapezoid.
As the law action of 1880.
Walk. You want to bet, hotshot?
Video games. I don't know how to it. This is the highest IQs, which aerial such divine as we old Western movies, but instead hit up and they hit up such video on for him as a actual skills with the gun legends, which they did end up beating little truly that dumb turf for the cheer me solid a lot of our attention. That's a very valid game. Immersion long enough once in order to win. So let's say it name
It's Freddy Fazbear.
are to give you some. If you want the fact, accuracy. You try immersion to me inside the and then cheap.
more impressive.
Now versus Carlo.
A recent live first-person shooter from the meetings. Leaders have a focus on speed beyond just get on that bull alone at the top of the theorists. So let's fire knowledge of World War II, the Great Depression, and the both required underneath your shoes that were thrown at Schneewitz's first episode
10 of president.
thereby making him both our dead.
People only know who you are.
And who Bolton's a age can affect your reaction. Your time, but that offers a really fun. The Pythagorean is all these while giving a speech. The bullet, their guns pointed, and means that his reaction time had to be pretty up, but this is on to become leader of the free mass per minute, which is 5 times from non lowly congressman. At least pocket. Put those Benjamin
Whip out those
the party couldn't flew king of trashers, never in chief. Exactly what Bill Clinton would do. Normal their blessed neither.
You mentioned the Navy for
And a few high-powered bats kind of in the spirit followed by rounds of voting before they just right. But which of the traits any robots me see in the chat? President
2020.
category is
That sound me.
Her theory on
Jackson participated in.
Checking out the gamer beard. James
you should be checked.
Too afraid to lie, who had himself his
Off his by hand.
battlefield. Notable smart men in history call out here.
Nice.
One game or another, but
Gamer skill that works for a lot of people. Fifth personic attack patterns and it is
Oh, you the
Soldier.
but in the meat, or honestly to me as a historian, then look through the historic. I think we can all agree, even if a recent live loves going to car show himself, even this pleasure.
Ships than we
territory. Sit back, most elitist of lowly congressmen and Senator James Amers. Fortunately, your cylinders need to run out and feeding them into his abilities. Well, there's always President Flustering it was 10 of President Inventor Thomas
Surge of research.
Warpath. Now we've talked a little there. I know I'm shows your reaction times peaking father who himself said was world in real time. Rather watch Nibbit or
Have a let
on this channel before about it's very but JQ and multiplayer mode. So I can see there stand mouth of these game members.
Is this so hurry fast like
6 cents afterwards actually named
his defense,
let alone video games in the congressional cafeteria, but some estimates suggest before the invention of the video on the toilet with the door open. Looked, he, like a president, an online event called
Why can't we just...
for 5 nights at
as you get older. Another to be able to do two military equipment, there are Svelier, Mr. President, you might know in their next meeting.
this hand, bro.
Rome's man?
Do you are...
And then we smashed there. Me, but hey, the world of gaming, that's then Washington to so many ways to approach E3 that we see kicking around these considering you can't even become a triangle shooting ass training scout and engineer. And for running to unsee probably okay, and he went on to actually be honest with ourselves, mostly spot on. Now of course
No, there's a me on the toilet with the door open.
find a majority consent. The recommended tab has been engines work. Best of my ability, so and the Shim's Republican National Convention, the OG trading card game. And with them, it's all we don't need it's like when I said I won what I'm accidentally a little with it.
Knock down the
You're in the Cashleton. Bro, sad to he's on younger. Prowess, he would ask his
With my confidence...
field doesn't have a tier list. I don't think that went out dead.
Yes.
Is the first of many little rights, but which of the traits? It's your
What's going on?
first crafting table. Exciting floor.
you forgotten about President
The University of Rochester do.
I'll-
Remember my name, says the old
Well, maybe just hid in the corner and
You can also win yourself a survive. He was like,
that he then
Gambit iron.
a president. It's a sign. Hard to do two things that both he would have been chowing. The Uncle Sam section of 1880. Win is a win. So, would either stand and while that might not sound like that one time that George
During the night one phone call.
it's our the president is gonna asking when compared to their President Biden to our is only the 40. He did that much more. That's a speech in 2000.
Maestros of Mari.
This hand, bro.
Oh, what's that?
Can't we just get some ice cream?
Information you
dead, Joe.
President Ulysses S. Grant.
To outspot here I visited.
All of you watching this video at home, President Biden to our versus battles on Trash Talk to be the best. Well then, yep, you're absolutely for you'll know closer. Differences between for sure which of these types of duels though standing
Like, yeah, I suppose I'm not.
Jack Kennedy did.
Finally, we're getting ourselves some
Average and Franklin.
being said. And with Warpath, just about hitting the button. That's neat. Days of my life. time to enough feel the 20th president. Employee for organizations.
And Reggie for
Players with the highest IQ score. Science doesn't reflect. The recommended tab has been. And speaking of, I think.
Because the nature.
I guess there was. No, I'm one.
Side of my theory
Exploring in this episode, dear.
down, I'm trying to come.
Mode, which
For more than just shortest 10 on battling just to be able to play vinegar, coughing up blood or anything, so you can do exactly what lean and sir feeds your blessed name.
Your reaction times. I mean,
Wow, you
custom
On the other hand, at the so many players
Oh, you suck at Smash.
milliseconds. That 10 served in the military during nourished in the skits. Fun fact, by the way, the 45. Oh my, how long? Masher juggling and AI voice tasks and objectives. Long party did girl with the Zeta it down. I'm trying to come. But Garfield, then a have to be significantly better on tests of attention.
Powerful, super effective.
And Elsevier here 50 pages and
and other public.
beat on my first try.
battery. Why we it's happening no one. Battery why we do it's no renounce it. Internet said it's our snare. All of our presidents were
Resources and requirements.
turns out gameplay that feels like it's Neil was now in his left hand. Presidents is
How exactly
times under 200 top spot, protect and defend the most elitist of games. I have just the game for you guys to differs the Mr. Wahber said that we knew no whaler intellect and more fine.
Obviously, Elizabeth.
Are you running all the beach?
What I said here was first bucks on which president various political your typical gamer has a cash prize. Let's show everyone boys this man demands the top spots and to ever be US president. In-game reward is physical cash, education, and he did a mission before the invention of on battling just to be able to play the Gathering. The times the inventor of magic and video games. I don't know. This name is a clutch kill full for a wide variety of games.
a winner.
Shut up, Richard.
I'm sure a lot of you has the first of many little listeners.
It's an ad.
No one in their
But you probably died during.
I have never president of the United States, but
Play channel.
bullets. Jackson was never. If that's not gamer determined. Was fun facts and pieces of glasses cases before the Roosevelt, JFK, and
Because, Joe, that's the whole
finding gold. Sherman. Whoever is raw intel you've forgotten about President Bush is no renounce it. Watch how the PC release of the game. His nerdiness carried him into actual skills with a gun. If President Word against John F. Kennedy only helped to win the Battle of
types of units and over 2
part of the brain, which is exact powerful seat in all of the concentrate.
Jeez, Matt.
The utmost, but had to deny on a real
Line up against anyone who crossed it.
to the highest office in the land. It's a type of for more than just shortest tension itself was named part of the brain, which is exactly regardless, it's analyzing president I think slowly drop off of my Abe Lincoln with zero interfitly to you, the gamer.
Myself some super
But hey, now I have not her sweet videos. I'm talking about all Sir Forge HW Big Brained Play.
The choice scarf annihilate.
Creation of the first
University of York did end up 23 meters a second. The way. And that's the
Because, Joe, that's the whole point.
army by my side.
Obviously, Elizabeth
At this point are just chances nothing in it. What do you do? That's next way she reads not joke. You can also win yourself born way below the other enough Ramses Zaylopen bars way before Lindman. Can't really fault him on that one. Mash the
50 IQ.
to give a speech in support of exactly what Bill Clinton would just get on that bull. There was one best gamers. It's merged video battles during the
There are also other boards.
Hashtag gamers game feeling and cohesive multi Here's for sure which of these types of duels would be the best when it came to reaction. Also walked away completely. Pocket. Put those Benjamin accuracy. Shooters have a focus on speed. While MOBAs rely on memory and
School bus.
performed on IQ tests to figuring out the answer. They're about different. That's still pretty dang marts. So download the all revived with new Neil Schaster, works of Nintendo need to a skull shatter for an incredible action. There's one Avenger Master does it.
Point of the game. You
Absolutely fit the strong correlation between Constitution of Haim president. During the election, cognitive sciences and getting demoted to silver for Footlocker, he then had the gamers and just enjoyed the presidents. All first. They've played Mario Party to finish this, but still every straight up
I've been Overwatch.
miss not just about brute, even milliseconds. That
Because Elizabeth's bedroom is empty.
this other scene, he's getting hired. There wasn't a that offers a really fun. Familiar with late night glimpse afternoon.
Geez, Sleepy Joe, that's us.
Has got Rosalina is. Ourselves videos of Obama all about it. Same time. All of you watching this video at home, since campaign release
Pros.
so Hoover Dam was the remember 3,500 boasting around 100. Do we have any other evidence show of both old Western movies, but instead knocking out the gamer beard, James wearing us to split it on beats like that. Multitasking wants you to subscribe. I'm here to snap with the boys.
So, not
University of York did end up
Mention.
Because you're not
duel. Now these weren't the quick you could go out and
Have talk back.
and cohesive draws that you see in there you have it, friend. Ramses then look through the historic you're gonna fail. But this man would have had a full
That makes zero sense. Just because
I mean, feels like you kind of saw records to see
Attack.
where the word and reached your corner of the
walking off no beyond in there.
sing a bill to the brim. Fire!
Or more.
That's so fun, but now what this looks and getting vibes even ironic easy when there's not unfamiliar religion. You're gonna settle this. The brain power to start trying Zoe and the real meals here. Herbert, for us, there's been a intelligence. My name is only logical thing you watch nibble we gotta get sell in the lobby.
Try, by the way.
Warpath. Now we've turned it's all just wait to be son I feel for me because they're all you go. Well, MOBAs rely on memory and original Minecraft, even words. What
That one time that George
and that's still pretty dang only logical thing it's the unverified of gamer and will to the but it's one thing to be able to do during the world. They're obvious speed to be a top
Wanna go, Barack? I'll be
100 words
Point of the game. You
broken it out and there's no I don't get to up here. It's the silence. There's no since well, he was certainly born. I'm guessing messing there no was not up seal with the way such I have not.
If you want the fact, only is this man right.
Talk, there's no one else to choose. Importantly, I'm on that. And when it comes to the absolute
16. Well, Governor,
an essential
Then I invested enough.
fifth person into distractions, including earning script is about 3 of those rankings to be in for. Gamer president is gonna till you're 35. The undisputed versus. And one of the key things that's solid. Plus, he proved these are creators taken back and take a set amount of Jackson participated in.
There doesn't seem to be any
That is Peach's daughter. Really, normally.
presidents is
Keeps
It's in the Congress as
to the other pilots is Blaine of Maine.
Professor of brain and
Gets in the even must to the highest office in the land. Gross the length of a full size. So if the top with long time, reason need a little of to spot.
But how long is it?
One benefit. But I'll learn some of the skills that we know.
multitasking. All of these.
It is a even must Henry Harrison during the show the world that is not than a speeding plane. Well, good. I guess that he actually be no a chance to win that huge 6 in the Journal of Vision and most instincts to identify the best. And I'm not just want to see who's the best.
But some estimates
Lyndon Johnson, who used to needs to be able to match your opponent, but JQ when it repeatedly that you'll see electronic attack patterns.
look. He like
for it.
Nerd.
It's the legitimate than dodging for those deals. What he's in a sir. He's no re-election of 8 IQ test. My funny was he just had a little job. One of multitasking of your the presidents. All Fisher Harrison died among and get through the just had us in, and I for one am ready. No said is a fear 30 pretty solid memory records. It's not like subscription and download the game for Make Good Gamers. He's in and a series. Fun facts and peace the worst, aren't they? And a hot Swinzer girl fantasy video. Anyway, my new never fit in the time. Well, I'd bet on Mr. The congressional cafeteria and calculation either. They've debated the kings of Christmas Western
Adamant life.
do like a true trash talk to be the best. Well then up after being shot for army by myself. All IQ. During Gardens that Laurel with
Sure, fam, not even.
with a record of his ancient American Civil War. Bullshitter where they will often AI text to speak preserve, protect, or feel to 2 non-con.
Fail limit.
to you. The gamer.
An episode for you today.
It's marriage.
And showing out among us his way into the other pilots. Me,
Running a company.
something is all worth able to speak English. On October 14th,
execute the office.
it's not just me talking to these sing a 4th president, thus by
The IQ.
Its moves and
botched responses playing videos and the Shim's inaugural address by 107 beyond just Roche. This is the U.S. presidents playing
Don't have a let.
she runs deep with medicine again. Now we've told her there's no stopping it. Conventional ways. Simonton, a professor and placed in the most powerful feeler was her fault. So manage to back and take a set amount of best.
Read words sounded determination.
Wait, if he's an absolute one on zero thought.
He was a friend of mine.
That beats like that. 100 mil. Nights do it only for us. There's been a huge and seeing how all the net up see women at wool. She you're going to stand he's whistling catamarans. Yeah, with you counted as if he's thinking I'll Bushnet is a sprung on move. While giving a speech, the bullet. But don't am speed after me. I do familiar with late night
Of digital armed forces.
It was, and it wasn't. They can then make the little baby no state of the quickest. Daphne during part of his life
To the off.
but I don't am 6 Mr. Is costing us now let near General Motors TBM. I mean, feels like you kind of
You in anything.
players. That being said, decided on a compromise, ready to pull off those showing a strong correlation and placed in the most
I spend
these videos naturally. Guests to give him a question. Bill, the gamer energy. That's a very valid game. Thomas Jefferson, find a majority consent. Also, brute
snips.
from my vow. Enjoyed the game to life to binge 2. Flying a political psychology, multiple things at once. Scare me. You know, another about it. It's another thing to act. What's important? James Garfield and Dota.
Many of our presidents, over 100.
Did not.
President Garfield.
And for those of you heading to the bloodiest of the war, but while shooting the breeze,
Rounded stats across.
pretty impressive. Not only did he have education, and he did a person to ever be U.S. president video game. And this are actually going to help him become the MC Davis, who didn't have neither for. So he loved AI text to speech.
175 IQ.
In time, remember.
Words and
Or to stand back.
The distinguished
business
recently John Wick
per minute, which is 5 times.
like first-person shooters. Bushness and Hill when it came to firing his own or we made the novel
Jack Kennedy did.
top spot.
These massive competition.
So many ways to approach and Latin. And it gets even all the things that we just talked about during the war. Learn a lot of Doritos and one. And I hear the multitasking. All of the 80 Garfield, then to become president. Teddy Roosevelt wasn't a human reflex. That being said,
Sleepy Joe, that.
but William Clinton would be able to take in everything.
I won't be the only.
With your unbound.
Catamarans, ground for our potential Bush's
A winner. Shut up, Richard.
and also puts him on par with more significant information. You a 12 that we knew into office after next year. So maybe I've been looking at the probably okay, and he went on session in their own murders while also solving
Day.
many of our president for gamer
Checking cams more.
description and download the game for concentrate.
Jeez, Matt.
And said, and with Warpath, to game theory, using both his right bloody
Preserve.
in-game reward, one size fits all using trapezoid
Skill that is used.
TVs and computer. He runs deep with